so I should do a whole video on like masking and really cool things you can do with it, but let's start with something fun and easy. So this is my buddy Yorick. Hi Yorick. And aside from having a very small head, Yorick has a very special skill, and that's the fact that he is capable of floating. Alright, that was pretty cool. Now let's talk about how to do it.
And what we're talking about here is giving objects the appearance of floating in Premiere Pro. And this is really easy to do using some very simple layer masking. If we look at the beginning of that video that I just showed you, what you can see is that it's literally just me. I walk in holding the skull, and then we had the cutaway there, the fun and easy cutaway, which then actually goes to this shot right here, where you can see if I zoom in my playback window here, you can see I actually have some monofilament, some fishing line, attached to my skull right here at the top of it. And that was just tied to a C-stand right above it. The C-stand is not in frame, but it's there. And so how we get rid of this is, number one, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't need it. And I'm going to toggle off the video for my V2 layer, which is the layer that we're actually going to be masking, right? And if we look below it, what we have here is just a clean shot of our green screen. And you'll notice that I didn't record enough of that clean plate to actually go underneath my entire video here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to a spot that I like, right there. I'm going to right click on this clip and I'm going to come down to add frame hold. And what that will do is it will split the clip. Everything before where you've put your playhead will be as it always was, and everything after that is now just essentially a still image. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the playback and just make this clean plate the same length as the layer that we're going to be masking over the top of it. And now if I turn this layer back on and I select it and I zoom in on our skull here where our fishing line is at, then I come over here making sure this layer is selected into my effect controls, and we're going to use this pen tool right here to create a mask in this video layer. So if I come down here and I just give myself a mask, and then I come over here back into my effect controls and I invert that mask, you can see that our filament is gone. Now, one of the things that can happen here is that if we play through this, you'll see that our skull moves and our fishing line becomes visible occasionally, or we're cutting off the top of our skull. So we have to keyframe this mask, but it's not very difficult to do. So if we come back over here at the very beginning, where it says mask path, we turn our keyframes on, and then we move forward just a little bit here. Everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and add another keyframe. And I'm going to come forward a little bit more. Oh, that looks a little wonky, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to right before that change happens, right here. I'm going to add another keyframe. And then we'll play forward a little bit. And we'll just come out here and grab this mask and move it over. And we'll come forward a little more. Oh, that's not looking right. So let's go ahead and bring it up. And as long as these things are happening in fairly quick sequence of a couple of frames, you can kind of just move it around as you need to. But as things get more substantial, you will want to then add keyframes as you need to. So we're coming back down, so I'm going to come right here. We'll come to a spot right before it happens. Sit right there. I'm going to add a keyframe. Ooh, and as I added that keyframe, you can see the path went away. We have a little bit of a knob here. So if I come back to my mask, and I just go ahead and drag these points down and out a little bit, we can get rid of that. I'm going to go back to our last keyframe. Yep, have the same problem there. So you can actually reshape your mask as part of this. There we go. Alright. Just go ahead and drag this over. And you literally just keep doing that until you have everything sitting where you want it. And once you get to the end of the clip, go ahead and change it back to fit. Bring this back to the beginning. And take a look. Your filament is gone. And yes, it can be a little tedious to really dial this in if your object is moving a lot and things like that, but really, in practice, all it is just creating that mask and doing the thing. Pretty straightforward, pretty fun, pretty easy, and now you can make objects float in Premiere Pro. Keep shooting.